Hey, I figured I'm about to record some guest vocals for this Vancouver band called Bayonet Dismemberment, and I figured I'd go over my new vocal chain, which is exciting. I don't see a lot of videos on this kind of stuff. I mean, I see stuff like this with Nail the Mix, but like Josh Stroder used a similar setup on the Signs of the Swarm vocals, which I really like. But you don't get to see the tracking process. So the main thing, and this wide angle is like so crazy. But the main thing we're working with now is we have this Chandler TG microphone cassette channel strip, and then a Distressor. So the channel strip is a preamp, TG2 preamp, kind of famous. What's it called? Preamp. Duh. It's probably a better angle. A little bit of the light, but whatever. It's per YouTube. We have an opto compressor, and then we have a curve bender EQ. And I feel like this opto compressor is a little different than the 500 module they make. And this curve bender, I don't know if they make that, but basically like 3 components in one. And then the Distressor, which is a pretty legendary compressor. And it's funny, I have always heard about Distressors and whatnot, but I've never really used one, like not even a plugin. And I bought this one, and I've been kind of using it. And then I bought the UAD plugin. It was on sale for $50, and I love the plugin. The plugin's great, but this thing, like, it's just different than the plugin. Just has like this weight and meat to it, especially because I like to distort it. So it's just awesome. But I have it routed to the microphone goes in the preamp. I have this preamp cranked because I'm using an SM7B. And this is another thing that's interesting because I've been using this microphone for like ever, and I've always been using it in an interface straight to the computer. And I've never used it with a interface or a preamp, and it drastically changes the way the microphone behaves on like many aspects. Like I never had a problem with a room, or background noise with one of these, and I crank the gain on this thing, and I can hear like literally a pin drop in the room on this thing. I'm actually considering, because I was listening to some tracks I did recently with it, and when I'm doing more loud volume stuff, like just a louder volume scream, I can hear the room echo too much in the recording, which is what it is, but I'm like, huh. So I'm debating if I should turn down the gain on it, or what. So there's a lot of interesting things on this. The big things I've been playing with on this is not really the gain too much, which I've now debating, but the EQ, I'm mainly doing subtractive EQ, which is interesting. I find if I boost the highs, it sounds really good, but it's like sometimes too much when I'm working with it on the mix stage. So I kind of like, I don't know. This is like, it's interesting because when you use this thing, you're really committing to it. And I don't think you can record something with this and have it be bad. So it's just like different every time. And I'm trying to make it better because, you record it, you listen to it, yada, 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 then you go to mixing it, and then you're like, oh, I should have done this differently. Doesn't mean like I got to do it all over again. It's just like next time kind of phrasing. And then the Distressor is interesting too, because it has all these ratios, right? And the nuke ratio is really brutal. And I was using a 20:1 for a long time. And then Josh Stroder was using the nuke setting with the Signs of the Swarm, and I love the way that record sounds. So I was using the nuke for a little bit, and now I'm kind of like on the 4:1 again, which I think is just like a good vocal kind of ratio. So we'll see. I think I started doing these vocals on the nuke, and Bayonet Dismemberment is like pretty freaking, fist punching, face punching death metal. So I think a nuke setting would be fine. I'm not mixing it, so it's like another thing is too, it's like there's an engineer that's going to be mixing these vocals, and they're going to be pretty dang compressed coming in, but they're going to have a vibe to them. So let's get going on this. Happy November, or end of November, everyone. Hope I'll let you guys hear the mix so far too. I have already started doing some vocals on this. it. So, pretty awesome. I think the nuke ratio will be fine. Another thing too is I was starting these vocals off. I've always used this setting on this microphone, but there's like an EQ on here, and I've always done the cut the lows out. But then yesterday I kept them in, and I quite liked it. So it's kind of weird to change the settings, you know, when you're in the middle of recording. I might switch it back, just like how I switched back the, you know, the ratio or whatever. Let me hear this. Swag, 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 swag. Make sure my speakers are muted because this thing picks up everything. Probably feedback like a mofo. Feedback like a mofo. Feedback like a mofo. Here's like a little rumble filter. Rumble, rumble, rumble. That's like a lot of gain. I turn that down. Maybe turn the input on here down. Josh Stroder was interesting because you can see the lights on this. Can you see that? I can't. There's like a. Okay, yeah, you can. So Josh was like, when I use this, I want to get my money's worth. So I want all these lights to light up. So we're going into this, into this, into this, and then into this opto compressor, and then this is going to the interface. So it's getting compressed like, that's 17 decibels. That's 12 decibels. So that's a lot of compression, just going into the thing. And vocals sound great like that. Yeah, and let's go to the nuke. Back in decay. Strop and decided. Maybe a little more opto compression right there. Maybe a little less. Dropped in decay. Wrapped and discarded. Yeah, alright. So let's get a couple takes, just to give myself and the band some content. Great guys, I met them on the Angel Maker tour. Get the CD, shipping now. I met them on the Angel Maker tour. Yeah, I met them on the Angel Maker tour in Vancouver. They're buddies. I mean, I don't know who's buddies with who, but they all seem like kind of buddies. But the singer of Bayonet Dismemberment and Colton from Angel Maker were good friends. And Colton actually sent me their music like a while ago, and I was into it. And then I met them. They opened up for us when I was with Angel Maker, and they were great. Like a real band. Like it sounded. The whole set was just like, you know what I mean? So they were like, you want to do some guest vocals? And I was like, 100%. So let's get this stuff going. I already have all these done. Brutal. Sounds good in the headphones. I'm just going to do like a bunch of vocals and then they can kind of pick and choose, you know? Screw it up. He sounds so brutal. Sounds dumb. I've been having an issue with my vocals lately. I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's like phlegm that I can always feel. That's different. It actually sounds kind of dope. Well, that's kind of all I got. I'm about to dive in and actually work on this. I don't want to have you guys just like watching random vocal takes and stuff. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the addition to the Big Slime package here with the vocal chain. I mean, I would be flabbergasted if I needed another piece of equipment to make music good in various bedrooms. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you could go, but I don't know. So that's the big thing. I'm looking forward to releasing some music with this vocal chain. I think it's really going to change the dynamics of how I make music. We can talk about it later too. But Slap It With You, the CD, shipping now. Stoked on it. Vinyl's in the mail right now, so I should have that in about a week. So if you make your orders today, you should have it by Christmas. The vinyl, that is. The CDs, if you just order a CD, I'm shipping it like right now. But yeah, get some stuff. It's on my Bandcamp right now. I might make a Shopify store. We'll see how it goes. But peace. So I'm so over having this on the floor that I just bought like a little thing. Sick. It's gonna be sick. We're gonna set it up together.